So hello again, hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. If anyone happens to remember, at the start of this year I promised a review on this new mystery camera that I got. So I felt like I didn't get to use it as much as I wanted to. Still think that, but anyways, here it finally is. Now, my first impressions with it as someone coming from 8-bit cameras before, A7S Mark 1, then A7 III, just wow. When filming with it, you can already see from its big screen that what you're getting out of this is just something completely different. And it just got me more excited to film again. Just because the details you get is just... yes. Now, what's also great about it is when buying it new, you should also get a software license for DaVinci Resolve. Now, I bought mine used, so moving on. I still use the footage in Premiere Pro and it works just fine. So the video quality is definitely there, but then you start to see that, okay, I really need this and that. Bigger battery for this, so you start looking for alternatives. So how I rigged it? Basically, as the quality of this is so good, it needs fast cards for memory. Back then I also saw a possibility of recording to a SSD on this, and as I had a couple of Samsung T5s already laying around, it was simple. Just find a way to attach one to it. Back then I used to velcro my SSD on top for a quick solution to use with a gimbal. I did get it balanced with my good old Ronin S. Then after I started rigging it, I bought this full cage for it and also this small rig NATO handle, which also perfectly stores this Samsung SSD. As for the battery solution, I ended up going with Sony NPF battery, as again I had one laying around, which I was using to power my aperture light. For using this battery, I bought this small rig NPF battery adapter plate, which attaches right onto the gauge. Also I have this top handle, which is another great way to stabilize your camera, because gravity and all that. Also for getting a little bit under an angle footage by twisting it. Now, I rarely attached an external monitor to this because I have just managed without one. These things all add up and give more weight to the camera, which is also great for handheld footage. Now, the lack of stability on this camera, actually none at all, is not a problem for me. And that is what is to be expected with the cinema cameras anyway. Also no autofocus, just manual focus, which is also not a problem for me. Now, the only problem for me has been that as I use the classic Sigma 18-35 1.8 Canon lens with it, I also needed an adapter to connect this with. And instead of going with the expensive Metabones adapter, I went with the cheaper alternative Viltrox adapter. Kind of a big problem for me has been that the iris is not one-to-one what I said it to be. I have updated firmwares for both the body and the adapter. Unfortunately, it just seems like that I have a faulty adapter. It is just something that takes more time to eventually get right, and it's just a hassle. Now, as a main camera, I'm still going to use my A7 IV because it's more compact. Its ease of use is just great. Also, I've got a Sony native lens for it and it's just perfect for gimbal use. Overall, just a more hassle-free option for me currently, as I do freelance video work, which is more on the go and not a production set environment. But I'm still keeping this Pocket 4K for secondary angles, for tripod use, for interviews, and just we'll see about the fix for my iris problem. Other than that problem, I really enjoy this type of rig for specifically handheld shots and would really enjoy shooting a short film with it someday. So who's this camera for? Firstly, it is a video first camera. I feel like when you're completely obsessed with video quality, the details, like what you can pull off with colors, interested in cinema camera like features like raw possibility and such, I think it's a great option to at least try out for such a budget. Keep in mind that you're also getting a software license with it, and maybe keep it later on as a B-cam if you happen to need to upgrade. Also, keep in mind that you probably have to rig it out, at least a little, because the battery, it just sucks. Anyways, I hope you got something out of this. See you soon!